bear with me the 2 flags you wrote down, just so I can make sure you're kind of understanding chapter 1.
I see.
Just hold your page.
That how probably good in tornadoes because they said it's made of like steel.
Okay, so you're thinking about what the house is made out of, why it's probably a pretty solid or strong house, and then what was the other one that you had right here?
About family argues a lot.
So you're right, when they're having their breakfast together, right? At that point, they're kind of arguing. Why do you think they're so upset at that point?
Probably because they probably don't get along too well.
I want you to look back and reread a little bit. So think about, I'm going to have you actually start to reread on page 9. So I want you to reread this whole page before we kind of re-look at answering that question, why they're so upset, okay?
They also have like a butler.
Yeah, keep reading, because that's kind of what they're upset about right now. So I want you to read that whole page. Think about what's going on with the butler.
It's like not listening to them, kind of.
So is their butler a real person?
No.
No, he's a robot, right? And what is he giving them for breakfast?
He's giving vegetable soup.
Vegetable soup. So they've had this robot for quite a long time. What kind of happens when you have something that's not real, right? That's kind of like technology. If you've had it for a really long time, what starts to happen?
If you ask them for breakfast, they'll give you the same thing.
If you've had it for a really long time, though, what sometimes happens?
Might not work.
It doesn't work as well anymore. So if they're having breakfast and he's bringing them more of like a lunch or a dinner, do you think he's still working very well?
Not really.
Not really. And what's really important is what the mom says about this. So look right here is where the mom's talking. What does she say?
She's like telling him to be quiet.
And why?
They don't say mom. They say mom.
They said mom. That's okay. Read everything she's saying though.
Like the mom like don't hurt the robot's feelings.
Yeah, so she's kind of sensitive, right? They've had this robot a long time and she doesn't want them to hurt his feelings by being rude about when he's bringing them the wrong thing. He's not quite working so much. So why do you think that that might turn into a fight then? Because that's something you flagged, right? Is that they kind of seem to argue a lot. Why do you think that would cause an argument?
The whole family got into it and they started arguing like we should like fix it or like stop arguing.
Yeah, it's like, should we fix him? Should we not fix him? Good. So I want you to put a star on this flag so that you remember tomorrow. That would be something good to share, but make sure you kind of also share what we just talked about. Why are they arguing? Because that's so important to the story, is that their robot is starting to kind of get old and malfunction a bit, okay? So I'm gonna take that. I want you to use the rest of the time to get more of this reading done so that when you come tomorrow, you have more than just chapter 1, okay? Cool, you're good to go.